Welcome to the Freedom Club Podcast, where we strive to pull you out of your life of quiet desperation, out of your comfort zone of misery, and propel you into a life of freedom and fulfillment. And now, here's your host for this journey, international speaker and coach, and serial entrepreneur, Kurt Mercadante.
And welcome to the Freedom Club Podcast. I am your host, Kurt Mercadante, and I hope you had a wonderful, a fabulous, a stupendous, a terrific, an awesome week filled with freedom and abundance. I know I did. I spent some time in New York City, spoke at an awesome event, Entrepreneur Business Live, hosted by my friend Richard Moore. Thanks, Richard, for having me out for that. And I hope you've had a week filled with freedom and abundance as well. And you know what? I hope you've had a productive week, because today I want to talk about productivity. Specifically, I want to talk about a phrase that many of you use. I see it on Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, all the time. There's not enough hours in the day. Listen, in the past, I've used that phrase. I know you used it as well. But when you really think about it, it's an arrogant phrase. Now, why do I say that? I say that because you don't have enough hours in the day for what? You have the same amount of hours in the day that Mother Teresa had. You have the same amount of hours in your day that Martin Luther King Jr. had. You have the same amount of hours in your day that Winston Churchill had when he was winning World War II, in the middle of the London Blitz as bombs were falling around him. You have the same amount of hours in the day that Abraham Lincoln had, that U.S. Grant had when he was winning the Civil War for the Union. You have plenty of hours in the day. What you don't have, apparently, is the wherewithal to be truly productive. Because so many of you out there think that the definition of productivity is just simply getting more shit done. It's not. The true definition of productivity is getting more of the right outcomes accomplished with less effort. Productivity is finding that straightest, shortest, simplest line to your desired outcomes. Last year on LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, there was a hashtag campaign, the 5 a.m. challenge, challenging people to get up at 5 a.m. to be more productive, when really what people were doing was simply extending their workday by a few hours. That's not productivity. It's just simply getting more stuff done. And if you're one of those people, I bet you're also someone who judges your days on whether or not you tore through an endless and growing amount of task lists, to-do lists. What'd you get done this week? Oh, I got 20 to-dos done. No. What did you actually achieve? What did you actually accomplish? True productivity is clearly defining those 2 or 3 key outcomes you need to achieve to win the day. It only takes 2 or 3. Trust me, I know. I'm on my 3rd profitable business. I coach people around the world. Winston Churchill, I just finished a wonderful biography of Winston Churchill. At the height of World War II, bombs were falling in London around him. He would wake up late. He'd take 2 baths a day, one in the morning and then one after his afternoon nap. Yes, he would work to the wee hours in the morning, but a big reason for that, he'd have like 3 or 4 hour dinner parties at night. You have the same amount of hours in the day that he had. He knew one thing. He knew that sleep was necessary. He knew that rest and recovery was necessary. That's a big part of it as well. And so now I see it again, becoming a morning person and people getting challenged to be a morning person. I have no problem with being a morning person. I like to get up early in the morning sometimes to see the sunrise, to hear the birds chirping, to go out on my back deck and watch the morning. We have a tidal marsh in our backyard. Watch the tide come in. Get some quiet reading time done. But one thing I will not do is just use that time to extend my workday. Doing that is when your life alignment falls apart, because again, it's not about work-life balance. It's about alignment. And a lot of you get up early in the morning and work later at night and call that productivity. And it is absolutely not. It's letting that work take over your family, take over your self-time. So you definitely have enough hours in the day. I am sorry. You have the same amount of hours in the day as all our U.S. presidents, whether you like the current president or not. All of them had the same amount of hours in the day. It's how you use those hours. It's realizing that every minute, every second of your day is a choice. It's about making decisions about what's more important, what's absolutely essential. Bruce Lee has a quote. It's not about the daily increase. It's about the daily decrease, hacking away at what he called the unessential. And he was absolutely right. And by the way, Bruce Lee, same amount of hours in the day that you have. So my challenge for you, starting today, is to start embracing the true definition of productivity, finding that straightest, shortest, simplest line to your outcomes. Getting more of the right outcomes achieved with less effort. That's true productivity. Screw getting up at 5 a.m. just to extend your workday. Again, if you want to get up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym, to enjoy the sunrise, to listen to music, to read, whatever, fine. That's not the point. The point I'm getting at is a lot of you confuse productivity with mere motion, with activity. And I challenge you as part of your effort to live the freedom lifestyle to stop that starting today. My name is Kurt Mercadante. This has been the Freedom Club Podcast. I'll talk to you Monday.